Before we get into this video, I would like to take a second to thank our sponsor, Sprout Living. Their Epic Protein Real Sport line has made our mornings efficient and has allowed us to reach our protein goals. The premium superfood protein has 24 grams of complete plant protein. Personally, whey protein doesn't really digest well with me. I always feel bloated if I drink it after a workout, and so the switch to plant protein has been a really great way for me to build muscle and stay in shape and get my protein goals. Sprout Living's Real Sport has turmeric, ashwagandha, tart cherry, reishi, so you're getting much more than just protein. And it tastes really great, and that's huge for me because a lot of times plant protein doesn't taste great. So this is a really great way to include it in your breakfast smoothie or have it quick with some water or milk after a really hard workout. Go check out Sprout Living Real Sport Protein. The link is in the description. And now let's get to the video. Today I thought I would go through an at-home workout that is specifically designed for the USA Women's Volleyball team from our strength and conditioning coach, Jimmy Stitz. The workout is designed so that you don't need any equipment and you can do it pretty much anywhere. I'm going to do it in my living room with no shoes on or anything, just to show you how easy it is to get a good workout in at home. Okay, so here's the workout, and the warm-up is 2 times through. And then we're gonna go through to the actual workout, which is a circuit style workout, and you can do that 3 to 5 sets. And then you can finish with ESD, which is our cardio, and there's a lot of options depending on if you have cardio equipment or not. So let's get started. It's gonna be excited to work out. Fire hydrants, 10 each. Fire hydrants are out, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can do this with weight if you want to, just to add a little more resistance, tension. I'm going to do it without weight. Push up. This says narrow hands. I don't think I can do a narrow hand push up. And we're going to do that whole thing 5 more times. Okay, you can turn it off now. Okay, so the ESD is our cardio option of the workout, and he has 3 different options. Option 1 is a run, bike, row, jump rope, so it's like a circuit hit training. Option 2 is an outdoor bike if you can cover 3 miles as fast as you can. And option 3 is the outdoor run, 12 times sprint for 30 seconds and walk for 30 seconds. So I'm going to do option number 3, and I'm going to make it even harder by running up our hill. Okay, so workout is complete, and now let's jump inside to do an interview with Jimmy Stitz, our USA Strength and Conditioning coach. All right, guys, so I am here with Jimmy Stitz, the USA Volleyball Strength and Conditioning coach. He's been with our team for the last 7 years and has really gotten to know us well. How are you doing in quarantine, Jimmy? How's it going?
Quarantine life is just a series of adaptations over and over again. So I'm a newlywed, so surviving honeymoon week number 4, and just living the new normal.
What a way to start your wedding, your marriage.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Together
Sure.
at all hours.
Yes.
But I thought I would have Jimmy on here to kind of talk about things that we can do at home to work out. And obviously, whether you're a professional athlete or, just getting started into the fitness world or bored and find yourself needing to do something during quarantine, we would discuss, like what that looks like. And I just think from like a health and wellness standpoint, from a trainer like you, Jimmy, how important is it to get physical activity in the conditions we're in right now in quarantine?
Certainly. I think it's if not priority number 1, it's priority number 2 for me and for any of the athletes I work with, and just I think the general public. The outlet that exercise provides from a mental health and physical health standpoint, just releasing stress and anxiety, and which there's plenty of in the world today. Exercise is one of the first things I cross off my list every morning, and I encourage our athletes to do the same thing. There is no substitute in times like this for a good workout.
Yeah, 100%. So how can somebody who is just starting off, getting their feet wet in the fitness world and not really sure where to go or what to do, how can they begin slowly incorporating activity into their everyday routine?
Yeah, the first thing I tell people to do is do what you know, do what you feel comfortable doing, because eventually being uncomfortable is part of the deal, but you want to start with things that you're familiar with. So if you're just a weekend warrior athlete and you're comfortable with running, then I say start with running. And that's kind of where you want to begin your journey. If you've had a sports background and you remember doing workouts from your days as a youth athlete, I say start with those things. And you can always work to make things more challenging, whether it's changing rest intervals or going faster or going slower. Or if you're fortunate enough at times like these to have some resistance, you can go there too. But number 1 is start with what you know, what you feel comfortable with. And then as you get proficient and your body starts to appreciate the changes that it's going through, you can make those things more challenging as time goes on.
Yeah, cool. And then for advanced athletes or professional athletes, something I struggle with at home, maybe not having weights, how do I put on muscle or maintain muscle in this period?
Yeah. So there's a widely accepted concept called time under tension. And that is, if you think about what happens to your body when you put weight on a bar, for example, is it automatically makes you go slower. And by going slower, the muscles are put under strain for longer periods of time. And that's kind of the secret to stimulating muscle growth. So even without having large weight rooms filled with weights, you can slow your tempos down and move slower under quality tension, and that strain will provide enough of a stimulus for you to be able to add some muscle. Now, you're never going to look like a professional weightlifter or a bodybuilder or an NFL offensive lineman for that matter, but for most athletes, that's not the goal anyway. And so time under tension is kind of the hidden secret when it comes to being able to to stimulate muscle growth, which is kind of a key component for a lot of big sports.
Could you give me an example of like an exercise you would recommend?
Certainly. So I'm big into squatting patterns or lunging patterns. And I would say if you were to do a lunge, for example, you would do a lunge and step into your lunge at a really slow, maybe 3, 4, 5 second pace, and really start to try to develop depth over time, and then work to quickly get back out of that position. So we call it tempo training. For you do about 5 seconds of a lowering or eccentric phase, and maybe 1 or 2 seconds for a concentric phase. And so you would work to move slowly and then be explosive. And so that's usually a good example of tempo training or time under tension.
Cool. Um, and then my last question is if I eat 20 cookies, how long do I have to burn, or how long do I have to work out to burn that off? It's mostly a joke.
That's a great question, Kelsey, but it really comes down to what kind of cookies are we eating? Because for me, peanut butter cookies are the number one cookie. And peanut butter cookies, depending on how big of a cookie I'm having, are like 150 calories a piece. So if you're going to eat 10 of them, it's going to take you for sure a good hour of cardio training to burn off your cookies, if not more. But maybe you're talking chocolate chip cookies, and then you got even more calories you have to deal with.
Well, I have
So it
vegan
depends on your cookie.
trail.
I think whatever the cookie's going to be, I think the answer to that question is eat them in moderation and enjoy your workouts.
I've been working on the moderation, so.
Moderation is definitely the challenge.
Well, thank you for answering our questions, and I'm sure a lot of people will really gain from this and having this information, especially with being home and not much to do. So thank you, Jimmy.
Anytime, Kelsey.